Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Scotty with Evil Castrigal, and today we are doing another ride review, ride first impressions on a really cool bike that I have ridden one before, but I've never actually done a video on, I believe. It is a 22 Honda Navi. So the Navi is Honda's lowest priced starter motorcycle. It is a 110cc scooter engine, basically a scooter platform with a more motorcycle-like chassis. 1800, just over 1800 bucks. This bike is awesome. I have ridden one before, but I don't think I've actually got to talk about it. So we're going to get it on the road. I'll give you my first initial impressions, my thoughts, and we're basically doing the kind of ride that you would do on this bike. We're commuting to downtown Louisville today, so kind of short jaunts on some like 50-mile-an-hour streets, which this bike maxes out at just maybe south of that. So but we'll see how it does. I'm excited to get on the road, so let's get into the rest of the video. Okay. Interesting. So to start the Navi, you have to have the brake pulled in. This is truly a beginner motorcycle. And we're off. So perfect, nice January day. Actually warm out, almost 60 degrees, just perfect Navi weather, and we are doing a little commute. I mean, it's 110 cc's. It is a scooter engine, but you sit on it like a motorcycle. You don't sit in it like the toilet position, which is what I call like a standard like step-through scooter. You know, that's more like you're sitting on the commode. This, you're sitting on it like a motorcycle. You're directly on top of it. You've got you know, the chassis between your knees here, and it's you know, it's a motorcycle by all intents and purposes. The interesting thing about the Navi, if you are a beginner, the brakes are linked. So the front lever here and the rear down here operate the front and back brakes together in unison. So you don't have to worry about that. This thing is built for beginners, basically. And it's got everything you need. It's got a cute little horn. It's got turn signals. It's got a little parking brake here because this thing is fully automatic. It will roll. There's no putting it in gear and holding itself. It's got high and low beams. She's got a choke. This thing is carbureted. Honda doesn't make many things that are carbureted anymore. But they do make the Navi. And the CRF50, I believe, is still carbureted. So only a few. But this is what this bike is designed for. This is actually about the bike's limits. I wouldn't recommend you do anything more than like a state road like this. We are going 50 miles an hour, though. That's impressive. So 50 mile an hour, 205 pounds of homeboy sitting on top of this thing, and we are scooting down the road comfortably. You know, I'm not really making anybody upset behind me. Very impressive. I really dig it. These bikes run $1,807 MSRP, which is just incredible. I mean, if you're looking for a pit bike, if you're looking for something that you know, you just need to get around on, here it is, man. I mean, it's amazing. And what we're doing right now, you know, I mean, this is what this bike is made for, is to commute on. Like if you're just ripping back roads, and you can do it for under $2,000. It's so crazy that this is a Japanese motorcycle. We're not talking about a Chinese cheap, you know, knockoff motor. This is a Japanese motorcycle, Honda. And now it may not be made in Japan. I actually don't know the country's origin, but this is a Honda. You know, so you're going to get that Honda reliability with it. This thing will probably run after the nukes, after the next nuclear war. You know, these things will still be going around. Mad Max will be riding a Honda Navi maybe, but it's just it's an amazing little motorcycle. Even if you're not a beginner and you just need something, this thing gets 144 miles to the gallon on average. So if you're just looking for something to beat around on, you're doing this kind of commute where we're just gonna, you know, just going to downtown Louisville and back or whatever. You know, this is a great motorcycle for that. And doing this little ride on it now, it's cementing that thought with me that the Honda Navi is perfect for what it was designed to be. It's not going to rock your socks off. It's not really that much slower than a Grom. We're about on average maybe 5 to 6 mile per hour slower than a Grom, but not substantial. And it is a little easier to ride if you know nothing about motorcycles, because it is fully automatic and you're not worried about, front to back brake balance, none of that. You're just learning the absolute basics of balance and control at speed. And it gets you around. And there's not much else I can say. If you're interested in one, give CC Powersports a call at 812-948-1621 and chat with those guys and gals about what we've got in stock. If you're seeing this video later, it's possible that we may have some, or we may have sold out, because these little bikes do sell quick. But really, it's amazing. There I go. I'm going for the gear shift, and it's not even there. But look at this. We're ripping around town. That's what this thing is for, right? It's amazing. You don't need anything more powerful than a Navi when you're ripping around the beautiful downtown streets of Louisville, Kentucky, or maybe wherever you're watching this, whatever country you're watching this in. The Navi is a great little motorcycle. Maybe a motorcycle or scooter, whatever you want to call it. It's it's certainly in between, but it does feel like a motorcycle. It's got a pretty low seat height. I'm flat-footed on it right now, comfortably, very comfortably. My knees are actually a little bit bent, so you could be substantially shorter than me and still be comfortable on a Navi. I'm 5'10", but I do have a 29-inch inseam, so I've got short man geometry on the bottom end of me here. So I'm comfortable, and I love the Navi. I knew I was going to love it when I got on it. I had ridden one around the parking lot before, but this is the first time I've actually commuted on one, rode it at speed. And I have to say, if you're between the Navi and the Grom and you just want something to learn on, to rip back roads on, or maybe just to commute like I have here, just from the dealership to Louisville, like a little 5-mile ride or whatever, or even longer, just at speeds that are maybe 30 to 45 mile per hour speeds, you might actually save the buck and go with the Navi over the Grom. It's so darn affordable that it's kind of hard not to. It really is just a great little motorcycle. And maybe if you're looking just for something to get around the pits, this thing's cheaper than a CRF 110. And if you're not worried about ripping it around, maybe you're a drag car guy, or a flat track, or dirt track, or motocross, if you're at the motocross track, or maybe you're a sport bike guy and you just need something for your pit crew, or for you to ride around the pits in between races, the Navi might be the way to go, man, because it's so affordable. At $1,807, it's just crazy. To me, it's crazy. I feel like if you've got money laying around and you want something to rip around on, just go pick up a Navi if you can find one. Because they're really fun. And look, we're ripping around downtown, no problem. We're passing cars. It's almost better than a car for riding around downtown. Just awesome. I really love it. All right, I'm pulling up to the sheriff's office here to get this inspected for its new owner. Like I said, if you are interested in a new Navi, definitely hit up CC Powersports Clarksville and check one out. Get a price out the door, whatever. Tell them that Scotty sent you there, and they'll appreciate it, and you'll appreciate the amazing gas mileage that you get. I had a few more thoughts about the Navi as I was sitting there waiting for the nice sheriff to get the inspection performed. One more point I wanted to make, and I'll show you a close-up of it here. This Navi comes with a huge amount of storage right in between your legs. It's lockable, so that's another cool little feature. But yeah, when we're just ripping around these back roads, it's really... I mean, you can tell that's what this bike was made for. And, it comes from, the Asian market where things are much tighter in those Asian cities. And people rip around on Hondas everywhere around there. And that's really where this bike's design probably came from initially. So, of course, it's going to be amazing at doing that kind of task. And it really is. Man, I love this little thing. I love little motorcycles like this, though. I tend to have a lot of fun on them. Let's see what it does right off a green light. See if I can get in front of some people here. Oh, yeah. She's a torque monster. Oh, yeah. Beat them right out of the hole, man. What else do you need? Dude, Navi for life. Yes. Man, I love this thing. It's perfect. I mean, it's like, if this is what you're doing, like, it's a no-brainer. It's $1,807. And it's so fun. To me, this is, I would go with the Navi over the Grom, man. Like, yeah, it's not a manual, and it's 5 mile an hour slower or whatever. And I guess the Grom, if you're talking about modifications, you can do some engine work to the Grom and stuff like that. But to me, that's not what a Grom is for. And it might be to you or whatever. But to me, if I were just getting around, like, dude, it's Navi all the way. I love this thing. It handles, good for what it is. Like, it's a little top heavy, but who cares? It's teaching you the basics. The brakes work fine. You're not going to be going breakneck speeds anyway, so, I guess super strong disc brakes aren't really necessary. Yeah, the Navi is great. I love the Navi. Wow. I want one. What do you know? What do I say? Every time I ride a motorcycle, I end up wanting it, man. And the Navi is no different. I think this might take the crown as my new favorite. Honestly, I think it is. I think it might take the crown. All right. We're saying it right here on the Evil Castrigo channel. The crown for my favorite motorcycle of the year. Starting off strong. It is only January, but for right now, it has to be the Navi. Number 1, baby. All right, and with that, thanks for watching, guys. It's been Scotty with Evil Castrigo, and I will seriously check you later. I'm going to have some more fun on this Navi. Woohoo! So awesome.